Dot. So what are we gonna, the topics of today is Polkadot, and why would we assume that it is the SEC's preferred cryptocurrency? But if it is, well then there's a great future, and thank God we started investing early into the dots and tried to connect them at least, because that, I have to say, wasn't easy. And one of the main things that all developers around the Polkadot and Kusama ecosystem are focusing on is user friendliness. I actually was listening. I mean, I do listen to all their podcasts. I mean, most of them. I mean, and they are boring, I gotta say. There's not a lot of, not a lot of hanky panky going on. No Bahama mamas there. Try to, understand the programming language. But there's one thing I understood from the previous days is they're all trying to work on, on the user experience and the user friendliness. We're gonna go in and talk about some, what we always do, some of the other, not Polkadot per se, but some of the other parachains. And then in the end, we're gonna try to stake some dot, and I'm gonna try to do it here live. Hope I can remember my password here to my Polkadot extension wallet, because Polkadot have just launched a new staking platform where it's much more user-friendly, and hopefully we will have a much better user experience. I thought, so that's what we're going to do today. So let's start, and I think it goes, how does it go? I think it goes a little something like this. I want to welcome you to Crypto Never Sleeps. In case you're new to this channel, you want to stay on top of the poker world, and please hit like, smash, subscribe, so that you can be notified every time we upload new videos, so that you can, and this is really important to me, protect your wealth, preserve your wealth, and ultimately increase your wealth. My name is Nico Harachi, and I'm the host of the little show on the interweb. Listen, it wouldn't be the same if I also need just to have a quick look at the market. And what are we seeing? We're seeing DOT down 0.22. That's, okay. We're seeing Ethereum up 0.6, and DOT probably around, 5.6, like it's been the last 6 months at 5.75. And we got Cardano at 32 cents on the dollar, down 1.3. So it looks like the last 24 hours been pretty quiet. Well, that's good. Then we don't need to look too much at that. Let's say hello to the chit chat, and then we move right on. Oh, it's so good to see all of you. My life is here. Blockchain Betty is here. Let's thank God. Where's Crypto Demon? Chaotic Rage is here. Good to see you. And I mean, Chaotic Rage, I always have to thank you so much also for sharing in the Telegram, like of course also most of you do. And Tammy, how are you? I don't know if we met before. Sandra, good to see you. Lots of love. Wall Street Bets. And yeah, so I think we are. Let me check. Thank God. No, we are 23. 23. Hallelujah. This is going to be a real party. Okay, let's move on and start. Well, first of all, what I also want to point out, right, before we just move on to the Polkadot, that is that it doesn't matter where you look, right? Everyone is talking about it's going to go down. Even Coin Bureau, who, I mean, I really think it's valuable information that he always puts out there. It's really valuable, and it is very in-depth. He yesterday, in his portfolio update, he was saying he was selling ETH and Bitcoin. Now, I gotta say, that guy, the crypto guy, he's basically the worst crypto investor that we have out there. Now, he might give good information, but, I mean, he was in Terra, he was in FTX, and for me, it's hard to understand the logic of why he wouldn't, at an earlier stage, sold crypto, I mean, Ethereum and Bitcoin. It goes against at least my investing, or the way that we do it here, that when Bitcoin is down almost 80% and Ethereum as well, this is the time that you go out, because I mean, then he must really think it's going to go very much down. Nevertheless, it doesn't matter if we look to the right, if we look to the left, or look behind us in front. Everybody's saying it's going down, and I still believe this is the time when you enter the market. I mean, we're seeing so many coins that are down between 80 to 90 some percent, and this is where we not only focus on the CBDC, and we think it's going to be the future of finance, which I think it will ultimately lead to widespread adoption. But I think it's also, we're going to try to look at it from a different point of view, very quickly, and that is that Polkadot actually, even though this is a little bit, 2 months ago, but it hit all-time high in development activity, right? And just very quick, you probably read that, but so what we were seeing here, that Polkadot recognized more than 500 contributions each day in September, and so you can just, I don't want to, this is a little bit older, but data from Polkadot's cross-census interoperability standard HCM show that a record of 26,258 messages were sent between its parachain. Anyway, this is important because this points out that even though the price was going down, right? Because the price was very much going down in this, in this period, but development did increase, development activity. So that means things are going on. And I think probably the most important news, and I want to try to, give my, why do I really think that could be true? Now, Polkadot developed, I think it was yesterday or today, I don't know, but anyway, Polkadot, developer addresses SEC, the Securities and Exchange Commission. And so basically this has not been confirmed by the SEC. You also have to remember the SEC, they're not going to come out and they're not a regulatory, the SEC, they will come out and they will file a lawsuit against you if you are violating the law. Now, unfortunately, the way that it works with financial regulators is that you cannot go there and say, hey, can you look at this and maybe approve it and give me the stamp of approval? It doesn't work like that, right? So if you're in a gray area and you start doing your business, then they might come after you, just as they have come after Ripple, right? XRP. Now, I believe, and I have said this a few times here, I believe that the future of finance is not only being built on the blockchain, it's been in the making for quite a while. And when I say it's been in the making, well, besides the fact that we're seeing the CBDC is going to be on Ethereum, and we also have here the World Economic Forum, and this Digital Currency Governance Consortium white paper series, which was in November 2021 last year. This is a long report, but I have mentioned this before, but in this report, Polkadot is mentioned 12 times. Not a bad thing, right? Now, besides that, Parity Technologies, which is the technology company behind Polkadot, was actually chosen to be among the tech pioneers for 2021 by, let me just see here, by World Economic Forum. So, if it's not that we want to, this is not I don't know if this is a conspiracy or not. This is the fact, right? World Economic Forum, they have chosen many global young leaders that are presidents and prime ministers and central bank employees. So they do have an impact, right? The WEF, they do have an impact. And Parity Technologies, as I said, was chosen to be among the tech pioneers for 2021. Also, if you go into the World Economic Forum's website, you can see that Parity Technologies is very much there. So this leads me to that if you do believe in, the men behind the scene and everything is being orchestrated, and I do think that the current fiat financial system is going to implode and the new one is going to be built on the blockchain, well, probably, things have been planned out. So as they stated here, so again, I said, it's not the SEC who stated it, this came from Polkadot themselves. And what they basically said is that the DOT token has transferred from a security to software and no longer falls under the regulatory agency's jurisdiction. So the foundation, right, behind Polkadot and Parity claimed that the announcement is premised on its 3 years. And I am convinced that they have had an intimate, let's say, engagement with the SEC. So they say on its 3 years active engagement with the U.S. Securities and Exchange Commission, which started in November 2019. Remember, it's been a long time in the making. So during this period, the foundation, they prioritized compliance and obeyed all U.S. security laws regarding issuing its native token and treatment of purchases. So Mr. Schoenberger, who is the Web3 Foundation Chief Legal Officer, claimed the experience with the SEC has been positive. I don't think many people say that the relationship with the SEC has been positive. In fact, I've never really heard that. But they claim that it's been a positive, a good relationship, and helped the company in this instance, Parity Technologies, help the company better understand the regulatory's concern and develop appropriate solutions for them. And the reason why it's so important to work with the SEC is because the SEC has repeatedly argued that most crypto assets would qualify as securities under current laws, right? This is what we are seeing with Ripple. Guys, I just need a quick Bahama Mama moment. Bahama Mama. It's without the Bahama, but it's a mama. So, let's move on here. What's the next? So that's basically what they said there. Now, of course, again, it hasn't been confirmed. However, if there's one thing we can also see, and that is that even Gavin Wood, right, the founder, he has been coming out and in the beginning was all being about decentralized and permissionless and trustless and anonymous. But we do know, we all have a dream that the future of finance should be completely decentralized, and there should be just, everybody does what they want. But we know that the governments, they're not going to allow that, right? It will go against the nature of a government. They need to collect taxes, and therefore we need the CBDC. And I really do think that we're going to get blockchain mass adoption only through the CBDC, and that is why it's important to stay close to the regulators. Now remember, this is another thing. Ethereum basically was founded by Joseph Lubin, Vitalik, as you know, Charles Hoskinson, and Gavin Wood with Robinhood. And funny enough, they have all found their places. I think Charles, he is lagging a little behind, but Joseph, right, he is the founder of Consensus. And Consensus have basically, they're working in sync, or they developed, not quantum, but now I forgot it. This is the... Oh, fuck no. I forgot it. But they Consensus, they launched the Quorum, which is a permission protocol on top of Ethereum, and that's been launched by JP Morgan long time ago, and basically already working with 400 banks. So Joseph Lubin and Consensus, they're basically, the way that I see it, a little bit behind the infrastructure of everything that is going to be basically around the CBDC and the central bank digital currency. Vitalik is more like just an observer. And then we got Gavin Wood and Charles Hoskinson. Now, even though Charles is working on Cardano and Gavin Wood on Polkadot, don't underestimate the power of interoperability, because in the end of the day, those three projects, those three blockchains, Polkadot, Cardano, and Ethereum, they're all going to be interacting with each other, interoperable. So it almost seems that, it was almost either they were just so smart. For sure they were smart, right? They set it up together, and then they went different ways to all set up something. But it looks like, I believe we can guarantee, I will bet his last coins on that they will succeed. Now, I have to say, Charles, he needs to, he needs to hurry up, because both on Ethereum, we're seeing with the layer 2s, and especially with Polkadot, it is advancing. The ecosystem is growing, and it's difficult to do this all by yourself, right? Now, enough talk there. A little promotion here from myself. If you follow this channel, right, we do announce when we buy and sell, and we bought the first time Polkadot at $2.49. And then we also announced when we sold it at $37. That would have generated, or did generate, Betty, 1,389%. Currently, however, Polkadot is trading around $5.75. It's down 90% from its all-time high, and that would generate 856%. Would it go to its previous all-time high? Now, I do believe, based on the previous cycles, that the next all-time high will be, usually looks like 3 times higher. And if we look down 10 years, and if the future of finance is going to be built on the blockchain and all them goodies, well then, I think, time is good. But remember, I'm neither being sponsored by them, I wish I were, And it's not financial advice, because at the end of the day, I don't know shit about crypto. You know that. Now, I would also like to say that Kusama also got, that would also be classified as a non-security by the SEC. And yeah, with Kusama, we initially bought at 35, announced it and sold at 530, 1,414%. And but currently, it's lower than we originally announced that we bought. It's at $23. That would generate you 2,548%, because it's 96% down from its all-time high. Now, I don't know, don't take this as financial advice, but yeah, I mean, I can tell you, Betty, she is really, really, I mean, we are averaging in. Okay, so let's just see here what else do. So now we can kind of move on to some of the parachain auctions. And the last winner was, do you see it here? Yeah. Oops. Arjuna Network. And yeah, that was the last winner. What is always funny to see, though, is that in order to lease a parachain on Polkadot, it all they raised was basically $499,000 worth of DOT tokens. Now, I haven't really calculated if I don't even know if Arjuna is listed or not, but it's worth maybe just saying. And what Arjuna is, I think that it's more important that you read that. But they do got some good investors. Yeah. So anyway, and what was the latest on Kusama? Well, it was Crab Network. Obviously, Crab has already, so this is the second time. And what I do think is funny, I think we mentioned that last time, Crab Network were able to win the 59th auction on Kusama, worth 11 Kusama tokens, which equals $258. Now, hallelujah. That's almost like a joke. But let me just I just want to show you something else, because I think this is important that you see here. You should go to YouTube and you should go into Parachains, yeah? And go here to Parachains. And then there is, this is the channel. And this is actually the channel that I listen to. I mean, this, I don't know if this is the official, Polkadot. I don't think so, but they always have, they always have these AMA, and you can see the one from 2 days ago. See, this is what is ridiculous. The one from 2 days ago has 126 views. I was one of them. And the other one here, which was, I don't know, 3 days ago, that has, let me see here. Anyway, yeah, that has 71 views. I was also one of them. It goes to show that, I mean, we are in very, very, very early stages. However, I would really recommend you to go in if you want to know more about, the ecosystem, if you want to hear from the, developers and the founders of the various parachains that are building on Polkadot and Kusama. You should go in there and listen to them. It's almost like, sometimes it's like being a part of, the development, the dev team, let's say, and the things that they talk about. But it is, as you can see, with 71 views and 100 views, it's still very small, but you get great insight and what they're building. And I think you also get an insight on when the infrastructure of Web 3.0 will really be ready, because they are working like devils on it. So, yeah, no, why I wanted to point that out, because when I was listening to one of these, videos or podcasts or whatever you want to call the AMA, they were also saying, and they were actually pointing out themselves, that it is not so expensive to lease a parachain on Kusama, for example. And god damn it, we can see Crab Network for $250 whatever, $6. No, so maybe even you and I, we can try to make some hanky panky on Kusama. Anyway, well, there are more good news, and I really want to point out. I want to try to, for example, A-Star is really, from my point of view, is really taking off. They're working with big, great names from traditional industries of from enterprises that are outside the blockchain. So just recently, A-Star, they announced that, or NTT Docomo and A-Star Network are cooperating in order to promote Web 3.0. Now, in case you do not know who NTT Docomo is, well, it's one of the biggest telecommunications or conglomerates in Japan. I mean, huge, right? Huge. So that's and A-Star is already also working with Microsoft. So anyway, so NTT Docomo Inc. and A-Star Foundation, the organization behind A-Star, signed a basic agreement on Monday, October the 31st. It's a little bit older news, right? But we don't do these streams every day, to cooperate in the dissemination of Web 3.0. So based on the basic agreement, I wanted to say argument, the two companies will launch a project to solve social issues utilizing the concept of decentralized autonomous organizations, DAO, which is one of the features of the Web 3.0. The two companies will work together to formulate solutions using Web 3 technology to various issues facing modern society, such as regional development and addressing environmental problems. I mean, it's always important that we go green. We know that. Very important. Everybody wants to go green. That goes without saying. But A-Star is also already cooperation with Microsoft and ANA, which is besides one of the biggest, I think the second largest airline, but it's also a conglomerate. A-Star is really, really working with some heavy hitters. And if you look at the A-Star price statistics, you can see it's down 91% from its all-time high, which maybe doesn't say a lot. But it has a market cap still $135 million. It doesn't mean it cannot go down to 5 million. But I mean, I wouldn't be selling now. Like, I wouldn't be exiting the market. I would be entering the market. That's all I got to say about that. I think we got some more news about A-Star here in our presentation. Was that? Yeah, and also with A-Star, and that is that, I mean, I don't know, a month ago I did show you how we were staking on A-Star Sheeten, but now the new staking portal, which improves decentralized application staking, and they have I haven't tried it yet, right? So I cannot say if the user experience and the portal functionality is really top, but that's what they're claiming. And let me put it this way: couldn't be worse than it was before. Right, so it has to be better. And remember, if you stick around, we're going to try to stake those dots. So what are they saying? dApp staking is one of the easiest ways to participate in A-Star ecosystem. The portal page is the first meeting point where users, stakers, and developers directly interact with each other. Now, if you were here, I think 2 times ago when we made Polkadot ecosystem update, you would have seen that. Anyway, now users, they can explore the dApps of A-Star ecosystem, DeFi, NFTs, tooling, and utility. So users, they can choose their favorite dApp to use and become a decentralized application staker by supporting their favorite projects. Both dApp stakers and developers receive A-Star inflation rewards. An economic relationship is created that incentivizes stakers to financially support A-Star's #1 human asset developers. And that is true. I mean, this is really what this ecosystem is all about. And that's also when you listen to these AMA, they need more developers. They need really people that, and that's also for that matter what Ivan Antek, who I respect very much, always says is, this industry is growing. Anybody who wants to participate in this industry can make it. Now, I can't program much, right? I mean, I'm too stupid to that and talk too slow. But I do it by investing. So, I mean, everything is open. It only depends on the fact if you want to, what you want to do. Okay, I think let me just run over some other ones. Then we got some other news here also. Davinia and Snowcap partnership to launch decentralized exchange for Davinia Smart Chain. Now, yeah, I'll just read. Davinia is the cross-chain messaging infrastructure for decentralized application. They have announced cooperation with Snowswap, an automated market-making AEM. exchange which supported the Winion smart. I mean, I don't know. You see, at some points, why am I doing? I don't know. Well, sometimes I'm always saying we don't need 500 different decentralized exchanges, and that's also why that for me sometimes I lose the which protocols are really going to make it. And that is why I've also, yesterday or 2 days ago at cryptocurrency portfolio update, I said it's important. I think that we only focus on the big ones, because we really do not know which ones are going to make it or not. I'm just going to see if I can find that. Here we go. Yeah, I wanted to show you the portfolio that we also have and invested in Polkadot. I did mention this 2 days ago, but I think it's more important ever. So when it comes to Polkadot, I would find it difficult. There's already more than 60 parachains, but I think Akala, Moonbeam, and Star, I think these are the ones. Everything else could be a little bit more risky. I mean, it depends on your portfolio, right? But I would recommend, if I should have recommend, diversify, but go with the big ones. And especially when they're down so much as they are. And when it comes to Kusama, right, Moon River, Karoo, Rashiden, and I alt there. And one we forgot up here on Polkadot, which is, we don't even have it, Centrifuge. I love Cross Network, I love Kylin, I love Parallel, I love Litendry. But I just think if you're new, focus on the big ones. Akala, Moonbeam, and Star. And in Karura, Moon River, Karura, and Shiden. And yeah. So what else? Well, there's some other news. Of course, there were. What do we have here? I mean, Moonbeam also, a virtual innovation conference with the Web3 community. I mean, there's so many other, news that sometimes you don't really know. Are they really going to bring anything? Is it just a new decentralized exchange? But, I do think that Moonbeam has such a more powerful role on the long term, because obviously, or not obviously, but they are really, their speciality is that they will be able to have Ethereum based decentralized applications or protocol able to basically just connect to the Polkadot ecosystem, and that is what Moonbeam offers them. Remember, with the technology, I'm not so 100% on top. But if you look at Moonbeam's price, it's down 98%, and with a market cap of 161 million. Now, I will point out, these protocols, even though they have a market cap like this one, like Moonbeam, of 161 million, it will still exist and it will still expand, even if the price from here is going to go much further down. They don't care if the market cap on CoinMarketCap or on some centralized, decentralized exchanges is valued at 10 million. Right, so there is downwards potential, but I think the time, I don't know how much further it can go down. I think that's about it now. That's about it. So let's go to the chat, and if anyone wants to stick around, let's try to stake a few dots. Oh, I don't know. I also want to say, I can see there's still 25 viewers. DJ Kusama always with the Nova wallet. Crap, laughing out loud. Yeah, crap that, no face. What do you say? I think the best news I've heard from Polkadot and Kusama is that the ecosystem is that they're gonna work on interoperability and user experience, and that's why I actually now want to stake, that we try to stake together, because that has been a real problem. And if you look at the amount of people that are really contributing, both to the auctions and also participating, to provide liquidity and so on, it's really not many people. And I now understand that. I do this full time, and I got so many gray hair just because of trying to understand the functionality of these ecosystems. And I've been saying that for a long time, I could never get Sister Shelly or Brother Jamal to understand how this works, let alone grandma, right? They wouldn't even understand it. So the user experience and what do you say, friendliness is important. It was easy but still hard for some. Yeah, no, that's true. Yeah, chaotic rage, you're right. I just used the new staking platform. Yeah, and did you say it was easy but still hard for someone new? Exactly. So let's try to do this. Let's go and stake a dot or 2 dots. That's all we will do here. Okay. So I'm down here in the corner. The first thing I always, when I read the news first, and it was, always in order to make sure that you will land on the right page, I always like to start on Polkadot.network, right? Polkadot.network, that's the official site. And it's pretty easy. It's also the video that, I don't know if you were here in the intro, they have made a video here, which is basically 2 minutes where they show how you can do it. So yeah, you can watch that. But anyway, let's try. Let's try. So here you go. You go start staking, and the only problem I had here now, I think my account is connected, our test account. But that is that when you go into accounts and you wanna connect it, sometimes it doesn't see it. You just have to go and refresh it. That was basically all I had to do. But you can see that here we go. I think this is better. So this is basically where you come in. You just connect your account, right? And you need that Polkadot extension wallet. I hope you're that far. And you can see we got 2 dots here. 2 dots. That's all we got on this account. And when you can, with 2 dots, we're gonna do the light version. We're not gonna nominate. We're not gonna validate a node. We're just gonna join a pool, right? And so you go in here. And then you go to pools. Up here in the corner, you press pools, and then you go to join. They really made it so super simple. I love it. Let me just see. It's almost unbelievable that this is so simple compared to what it was before. Anyway, so you go to join, and now this is the only thing here. You got to choose, because obviously you're not running a node yourself, right? That's maybe another topic for another day. So we choose to participate in a pool, right? In a group of people. And you can see that there are 64 active pools. Now, I guess, of course, there's always some kind of risk, right? But let's just take the first one. Talisman Pool 2. And you can see they got 27 members, and you can see they got 3,341 dot bonded. So we press, I don't know if you can see it here, but anyway, let me make it a little bit bigger. There we go. So we go join. Now we said we took the Coinbase cloud is also there, right? But there's only one, and so of course you gotta. This is a different. I would take where there are more people than just 1 or 2, right? That's why we said we like Talisman, and they got 27. You can of course also. You can sit and do this. This one has 95, and they got 48,000, right? This is pooldecentralized.com. High return, low fee. Well, what do you know? But they're 95. So why don't we just try that? So we join, and what did they say? Bond dot max 0.98. That's all we can apparently bond. But so try submit. Now what you can see is that my Polkadot extension wallet now opens, and I have to put in my password. I'm gonna do that and see if I remember it for this computer. Yep, it looked like it was the right password. Benny Hill. And look at that. What, is something happening here or what? What is it? Failed. Error with transaction. Well, what did I do? Maybe I didn't know the password. Let's just see here. It can also be that, it can be that we made a mistake. You see, I've never done this because it's so new. Chaotic Rage, he probably knows more than me here. Let's say all pools. And let's try, but we want, what was it with Talisman? And you see, this is what I spend a lot of time every day trying to, when there are new things, try to figure this out. And today I on purpose didn't want to do it prior. That's why I say if you want to hang around, you can look how I make a fool out of myself like every day. So Polkadot Brazil pool, no, I wanna. Let's look for one. Let's take the one with the Polkadot Brazil with 46. Stick with Kraken. That's a very, very, very valid point. You're right, and thank you for pointing that out. I will just get to that in a second. But sometimes it's good to understand how these things work. Now let's see if what the feedback is we're gonna get. I did try to commit, and I think you can see minimum joint bond. What is it? Did we? Failed. Error with transaction. I need to understand why it doesn't happen. It can be, I don't think it's the wrong password, but anyway, what is this here? Let's look at this here. Max bond dot max. Anyway, we will figure this out and we will try here. I don't understand why. In block transaction and block, and then Queen, no, that's no. I do it with happiness here. I'll just get to the questions in a second. You see, it failed. I don't know why it failed. It's probably also when I do these when I do it live on live streams, then I'm always so nervous and I don't really see what's going on. It's probably some simple mistake that I did here. But minimum create bond. Anyway, these are the things I could try it for 10 times because I hate that doesn't work. Anyway, I think you understand what it's all about. Now, what Alhambra, he was pointing out, and I can only agree with that. That is that you can actually you can stake on Kraken. There are some, but you see, you can stake DOT on Binance. You can do it on Kraken. There are some centralized exchanges that you can do it on, but then it always comes down to the question. Then you are actually exposing yourself and your dots or your coins in that sense to the centralized exchange, and then we could see something with FTX, which is why I prefer to diversify. And now, of course, there can always also happen something here with the pool and so on, but I try, even though I do believe Kraken is the most secure exchange together with Binance, but that's the whole thing. That's the whole, let's say, the argument against centralization and decentralization. It has to be higher. Well, thank God, Shane. Shame on me. Let me go in here and try one more time. What is this here? And let's see. But I also like every time you go in, they will show a different pool that you can join. We will join one where there are some, but at least some people, more 46. Let's take this one. Polkadot Brazil pool again. Let's try join. You say, okay, so let's try 1.1. But it says that's not even my, why do I don't even understand why available after. I had 2 dots there. I guess you have to, I understand that there's something, maybe I should have said more than 2 dots, but you see, what I don't understand is that my account here, but this is, see here. Reserved 1 dot. My balance is 1.9. That's why. Okay, so I only sent 2 in, and then it took some transaction fee, and you gotta do more. Yeah, I should have sent more. Thank you for pointing that out. I just needed to send more. What an idiot. Anyway, so what do I think about what is it? Now, it looks too complicated. Well, once, yeah, no. So your wallet is no, that's not the problem. That it's not on Kusama because I got it open. That's just what I call it. So I will loan you one dot. Thank you, Shade. No, we will do. I just transferred too little. Have to be behind them to get that. Wallet Parachain is no, as I said, it is open for that, but too little money, I think. Midnight Express. It looks too complicated. It's not too complicated. It just started here. It is actually much easier than it was before. But if you don't, if you don't have enough coins in your wallet, then of course you're not allowed to participate, right? And I think what it is that you need to have one dot as a reserve in order to keep your wallet alive, and the minimum that you can stake is one dot. So I needed just to have 2.10 dots, and I forgot about that before we started. So it is you could, but it's also not, I mean, the essence is also not, one dot is worth $5, right? I think the essence is to get, investors to commit more than $5. On this computer is just a testing. So this is why people prefer to leave their coins on exchanges. That's right, Midnight Express. You are right. Shay, what do you say? I think the max button will adjust the amount in the box. Yeah. I will upload it as a short to the YouTube because I will get to the bottom of this. What was it? Do you expect? Okay, so Harris, what do you say? Do you expect another 30 to 40% drop of the altcoins? Now, this is a thing that I've pretty much said what I believe here. Almost for a long time, right? And from a macro point of view, from the global economy and so on, you could say it doesn't look so rosy, but there's so many factors, right? So what I expect, well, if Bitcoin should potentially go down to 12,000, then you could see in the altcoins a drop of 30-40%. A 30-40% drop in altcoins is actually not a lot when you look at the past volatility, right? But as I also pointed out here 2 days ago, is that if we actually believe that Bitcoin will hit 200,000, if we believe that the next cycle would take us to the previous all-time highs times 3, then I would say it's a gamble to wait for the ultimate dip. And remember, I'm more of a long-term investor, right? So I've waited. Even when we sold last year, that was in April, and we've been averaging in between 50 to 80 and averaging in. It's boring, but in the end of the day, I think it's hard really to speculate on that. When it comes to short-term trading, remember, you go to traders. No, not even. You go to that idiot there who always promotes leverage trading. So what are you expecting from Kyling Moonbeam? Okay, click if you're still here. Click to view. What do you expect from Kyling Moonbeam Makala Star? Next cycle is going 10x, 20x. That's a real good question, because it's different. You see, with Ethereum and Bitcoin, we have some history, right? With them, that's why I keep saying, for example, every time they have hit, they've always timed 3 from their past all-time highs. But when you come to the Polkadot ecosystem and Kusama and that, this is so new. So there you cannot base that like on Bitcoin. There I really think it depends on how the protocol is going to expand. Are you investing in the right tokens? I love Kyling, but then I think with those tokens you have more potential than 3 times their last all-time high, much more. Still, also, we should not forget that when we look at the market cap today, right, it's at 825 billion. It's nothing. And when we talk about market cap 827 billion, if everybody were to sell all the tokens right now, probably with 200 billion, they could get it down to, we all know that market cap is just, an indication. So this market is so little. So there's much more uproom potential for coins like that. So yeah, Kylan obviously more potential because the Kylan's, what is Kylan's market cap? That's almost nothing now, right? Let's look here. Kylan's market cap is 3 million, right? Well, it's different than with Moonbeam and a Star, but that's why I actually liked the question that you asked there, because I think the combination is something that I like, right? I like this. Those 3, I think is risk reward potential is great. Okay, hi, why dot always low? What do you say, Rosa? Did you hear about UMA protocol? Yeah, but not enough to know. Why is dot always low? Well, it also depends on it's because the Web 3.0 is only in the making, right? So a lot of when you invest into cryptocurrencies is that we basically speculate about the future, right? We are believing that the future of finance and many other things are going to be built on the blockchain. So, we still haven't seen mass adoption. We are still just a small amount of investors, people, community, call it what you want, and that are hoping. But the fact that you are here, you need patience. The fact that you are here already, I'm guaranteed you're going to be among the 1%. So, you know, so have patience. Have patience. That's why it's low, because it hasn't even really started yet. Guys, I hope, besides the fact that we couldn't stake one dot, I hope it was okay. I'm happy that you were here. And I think the most important thing is that we should take away from this stream is there's so much going on when it comes to cryptocurrencies, to blockchain, and how traditional enterprises are migrating onto the blockchain. So I wish you well. Take care, and I hope to see you tomorrow again, in case you want to drop by. I love you, and thank you for being here. What is it? Remember, no plan B.